When Vegeta acted Goofy in Battle of Gods, and even during this portion of the actual anime, the Battle of Gods saga and whatnot, it made sense because he had grown to the point where he would put down his pride to ultimately save his family. And that's why I was like, while people was like, oh, Vegeta's so out of character. No, it made sense that he had grown up because at the end of DBZ, when he finally admitted, Goku has surpassed me, he had huge character development, and that was showcasing, yeah, he's grown a lot, he's matured, he understands now his family and planet Earth comes before anything. So stuff like that was acceptable and understandable because, again, it was Vegeta developing as a character. It was like he's grown up. But this episode, Vegeta being out of character, I ain't gonna lie, it was funny, but it just didn't make sense because during the beginning portions of it, when Vegeta was, trying to go to Whis to get training or whatever, that was kind of interesting and it was kind of cool, and he was like, wow, it's like I can't even attack him. So you could definitely assume that there's something more to Whis as far as like his power, because it was like, there's some aura where I can't even go and launch for an attack. So Whis is definitely a lot stronger than appears, and I mean, we find out in this episode that he's actually Beerus' master, so yeah, Whis is more stronger than that. But I think at most, in reality, Vegeta would go maybe getting on one knee or whatever because he was just so desperate for the training, because he will do anything to surpass Kakarot. I don't think he would go and like start acting goofy and dancing and cracking eggs and all this shit just for some training. Like, to me, that felt like out of character and not even just development. That was just like, Vegeta wouldn't go that far for some training. Like, he wouldn't go and act like an idiot for some training. So either Vegeta's just changed completely as a character, or it just kind of felt ridiculous and really out of character for Vegeta to do those things simply for some more training. If it was for the, fate of the world, if it was for Bulma and Trunks' life, if it was even for Goku's family or something like that, I could see him doing something like that. But just for some training so that he could get stronger to possibly catch up to Goku. I mean, I guess what Whis said about him being able to control his ki, if he's able to do that he probably surpass Goku, is what spurred him on to do more of that. But still, I just don't see Vegeta doing all that for some training just to pass Goku. Like, his pride is something very, very intact in him, and he wouldn't completely throw it out the window for that. That's just me. Some of the other parts of the episode, I was like, yo, what's going on? Again, like, the comedy was funny, but at the same time, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm watching an episode of Krillin telling Goku to punch him in the face. Like, I never thought in 2015 I would be seeing that. Not to mention a little bit of foreshadowing in the beginning when the old Kai is talking to the young Kai about the planets being destroyed, and the young Kai was like, but it wasn't even that it was destroyed, it was almost as if magic made it disappear. So I think that's some foreshadowing for something later on in the story. Just saying, keep that in mind. And in all honesty, this episode, opposed to last week where it was what it was just like a simple filler episode with kind of some suspense to it and Mr. Satan getting the glory and all that stuff, like, that was a fine episode. This episode, the best thing that it did is that we got progression with Vegeta going to train with Whis and finding out that Vegeta was actually Whis' first disciple. That's kind of cool. And also the little Easter egg of finding out where the clothing came from, Vegeta's new clothing for Fukasu no F. It was basically Bulma that gave it to him. So a couple little things there, but I guess the main thing again is that Vegeta went to train with Whis, so we got some progression there. And also the whole thing with Krillin getting punched in the face. At first I was like, this is ridiculous, like, I don't get why we're watching this, but it kind of showed Krillin's resolve and where he's at right now, his character in life, that pretty much he was just like, okay, I'm glad that I made the right decision to give up martial arts because Goku can take care of all this for me. So it was kind of nice to see Krillin's character where it's at right now. I guess getting a little more spotlight on lower characters, but honestly, for the most part, this episode, aside from a couple things, it really just felt way too out there. I mean, again, Vegeta's character just was out of place for wrong reasons. Vegeta wouldn't do that for, training. Like, I just don't believe it. So at best I could say that this was an average episode. It was setting up for Vegeta to go train with Whis. I think next week now Goku's gonna go train or whatever, but like, let me know what you guys think about this episode. What do you think about Vegeta acting out of character? Again, don't mistake it, I had a laugh with Vegeta cracking the eggs and all that shit, but it just isn't what Vegeta would do for training. For the fate of the world, yeah, he might do something stupid, but I don't know. And what do you think about Goku punching Krillin in the face? I mean, yeah, again, it was good to see Krillin's character and where he's at right now, and that he's kind of satisfied with his decision to quit martial arts, but I don't know. What do you think about that setup in the beginning of the episode with old Kai and young Kai talking about, the planets being destroyed, or they were actually magically disappearing and whatnot? What do you think about that? Anything that you can gather for anime-only viewers? And your real thoughts of the episode. Again, at best I could say this was like an average 5 out of 10 type of episode. The best thing is Vegeta went to train, but too goofy and not enough in-character reasons for Vegeta's actions and some of the other stuff in this episode. And I mean, seriously, Goku on a tractor for a chunk of the episode? Come on now. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.